This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Touched on this a little bit Monday, but I was wondering if you guys had any better grasp on maybe who they're going to start at quarterback for Liberty and how you prepare for the different guys.
Trey, we don't. We don't have any idea whether Brewer's healthy or Bennett. I mean, we just don't know. But really, we've been preparing pretty much the same for both guys.
Does it make it difficult with them having a bye week right before you in terms of, what tricks they might pull out and stuff? Kind of similar question, I guess, as last week.
Well, I think so. I mean, it's not like a bowl, and all that. I think they only practiced maybe one time. Is what I heard. I don't know what they did for sure, but if that was the case, they probably didn't add a whole lot of things. I don't know why they would, but yes, do I expect something new, a wrinkle, maybe in special teams, something like that? With Tanner Burns is over there, does a wonderful job for them. And obviously we all know he was here at Arkansas when I was, and Jesse Stone's over there as well, but yeah, I expect something new. I would think so.
Thanks, Coach.
Bob?
Hey, Sam, how you doing?
They got 3 Rockets now in the game, or just 2?
I think it's just one each. Maybe there's a third one. I'll try to check that out.
Okay.
Maybe Rocket Ishmael is coming back or something.
I hope he's not playing for them.
Hudson got, I guess he's your all's nominee for the Burlsworth Trophy. Just wondering what you think about that.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. It's amazing. The Burlsworth Trophy right now, the winner, it seems like almost has to be an All-American. I mean, if you look back here recently and guys that's won the Burlsworth, it's a guy that's walked on and has gone to do incredible things. And Hudson's certainly deserving of our nomination for that.
And then, you've talked about how because of all the injuries you've had and you're getting healthier now, but I can't remember too many guys that play corner and safety, started at both spots, I guess. And I know it looks like you want to keep him at safety, but he seems like he's willing to do whatever. Just what you thought about his versatility?
He is. Well, first of all, you have to be tough. You have to stay on the field, and not. I'm not saying if you're not on the field, you're not tough, but you have to play with nicks and bruises and all those type things. The second thing, you have to be very, very smart. Hudson, we'd like for him to continue to put on a little bit of weight, whether it's at safety or whether it's at corner. But I tell you what, he's a accountable kid. He's gotten better each and every year, and he's one of the most reliable guys we have on the team, and we feel very comfortable to put him at either one of those spots.
Not that, the coaching staff and his teammates and everybody don't appreciate him, but it seems like maybe sometimes the fans don't maybe understand what all he gives you guys. Maybe bash him a little bit on social media. You're like, why are they doing that? But just wondering if you have thoughts on that.
No, I always tell folks, if you don't know people, why would you care what their opinion is about you? So, I mean, there's some disgruntled people in this world, and there's some happy people, and ones that are disgruntled, they don't know you. It's probably not important to listen to them.
Okay, that's probably good advice. Thanks.
Mason?
Yeah, Coach Freeze talked this week about his relationship with Coach Odom. I didn't know if that was something that Coach Odom has talked about this week.
No, I think they're acquaintances and all those things. I really haven't asked Barry about his relationship with Coach, to be perfectly honest with you.
And then Pro Football Focus has been, putting out stuff on Dwight McGlothern this year. They put out a post today saying that he hasn't allowed a touchdown all year. I'm just curious what you've thought of him and how he's done over at corner for y'all.
I think he's adjusted well. He's obviously has to be a more physical corner. I think Auburn went after him in the run game early last week, and he's getting better at that. But we're real happy with Nudie, really happy that he's on the team, and he's done an outstanding job for us.
Hutch.
Yeah, Coach, I've got a little bit of a big picture question. You mentioned that this schedule that y'all have this year, it was scheduled several years in the past. And they've got games right now that are scheduled for the 2030s. Do you think there needs to be an adjustment on how the schedules are made so far in advance? Would you like a little bit more flexibility closer to the season?
Well, there are some schools that buy out, they buy out contracts. And I've never asked Mr. Yurchek to do that, but there are teams that if they see that they've got 2 or 3 top 25 teams especially if you're in the West, and that's not unheard of to buy some of those out. But obviously scheduling's tough. To get people to schedule you is hard, and so I understand it wholeheartedly. I do. It just seems to me that we've been here 3 years in a row, and we've you have the West, and then we played Georgia twice, and so it just seems to me like we've had some difficult schedules, but at the same time we embrace those things, and like I say, the schedule is just the next game. If you look at it in totality, then sometimes you can go, wow, but if you just look at it as game by game, it doesn't look quite so impressive.
And speaking of Hunter Yurchek, I guess news came out this week that he was pursued by Auburn and turned it down, and he's going to stay here at Arkansas. I guess he turned down even more money to stay here. What does that mean to you that your boss decided to stick around at Arkansas for less money?
Everything. That's a man that practiced what he preaches, and to me, he already was powerful with all of us head coaches, and for him to do exactly what at times he asks us to do is powerful. And I'm so glad that he's staying. He, obviously he's the one who gave me my opportunity, but the old saying, he practiced what he preaches. That's what he does, and that shows what kind of man he is. And to say I'm excited that he's going to stay here would be an understatement. I have a lot of respect for him and Jennifer, and I mean what I'm saying. I'm ecstatic that he decided to stay.
Tom.
Hey, Sam, I don't know how often or how closely you look at the stats, but your rushing and passing are 1 yard apart on average. 246.
Crazy?
Yeah, it's really is. And at 240 plus for both, it's a pretty rare occurrence that teams can do that. Is that, I don't know, by design that you're that balanced, or just a function of what you guys do?
Man, I tell you, I'd like to say, yeah, we'd like to be 1 yard apart and all that, but I'd be lying to you. A lot of things yardage wise goes off of what they're giving you read wise. Now, we obviously have run to runs, but we have run to pass. You know what I mean? And if they're taking the pass read away, or the run read away, we're going to throw the football. And it's just, that's what we do. So for it to come out like that is really amazing. Obviously there are times, several this year, where I've said, Kendall, do not throw the football. We're going to milk the clock. There's been several drives. One of them was Saturday against Auburn. We tried to do that. I remember Cincinnati, I remember BYU, all those type things where you're getting your rush yardage up because you don't have an opportunity to throw the football. But it is really amazing. It really is, because of what we do. But I'm glad, and what it tells you, I think, a little bit is that we're very comfortable with our passing ability and catching ability, along with our offensive line to do both, protect and run. the trigger man, with KJ, that's the key component of all that. And he certainly has had a good season.
What have you seen of Chavis coming back this week?
Well, I think this will be my third week in a row that I said I think he'll be ready to play. Yesterday he ran like his hair's on fire. I mean, he was moving and was happy and all those. And so I can tell you that he's officially cleared. So he'll be able to play this week.
Jordan?
Hey, Coach, with this game being homecoming, could you talk about what this game and Arkansas tradition as a whole means to you and this team?
Well, I thought about it honestly, and I've thought about it several different times, and I thought about it at Auburn, and I thought about how many people in the state of Arkansas turn their TV on to watch the Hogs. And it's really, if you think about it in that way, it's really honoring. There's pressure there, all kinds of stuff. But when you come back to homecoming, you're playing, in all honesty, you're playing for the history of the program. You have a lot of guys come back that graduated school here, and ladies, obviously people coming back and they graduated school here. This is their alma mater. You have a lot of players, and you don't want to disappoint anybody. You don't want to on a regular basis, but you don't want to disappoint anybody on homecoming. Everybody's supposed to be coming back here having fun, enjoying pregame, the game, and after the game. And so is there a little bit extra motivation probably for homecoming because of the folks? Yes. And so we'd like to win the game, and we want to win it anyway, but there's a little extra meaning for that.
Alyssa?
Hey, Coach, I have two questions, if that's okay. My first question, you talk about Tanner, and then you mentioned Jesse, and it happens to be homecoming, and those guys have ties here. You got to work with Jesse at Georgia. And so how special is it to have those kind of connections with a team that Arkansas has never played before?
Yeah, I love both those guys. I mean, I do. They're wonderful people. I got to see them grow up a little bit from young guys to married and children, and have high respect for both of them. And now you have high respect for them in their profession. And certainly Tanner's done an outstanding job with special teams, but I love both of them. Obviously, we're going to try to win. I have many friends on many staffs, or at least I hope I do. I think they're my friends. And but when the ball gets kicked off, and then friends go to the middle of the field and congratulate whomever won and maintain the friendship.
Absolutely. And then I think it's kind of special. I saw that Ricky Williams is going to be your honorary captain this week, Zach's dad. And so I know that the honorary captain sometimes gets to walk down the hog walk with you guys. And I was just curious if he's going to be able to walk with Zach, because it's usually in the front with you. Are you going to pull Zach up with you and maybe let him walk the hog walk with his son?
Well, you're making some really great points. I have not gotten that far yet, but I certainly will look into it.
Scotty?
Yeah, Sam, I think on Monday, Christina asked you about the recruiting process with Rocket. And I'm curious what you remember maybe about that process with Jaden Hazelwood before he decided to hop on with you guys.
Well, I remember more about that when I was at Georgia, because he came over all the time. I had a great relationship with Jimmy there because I had recruited a couple of offensive linemen from Cedar Grove High School that played for University of Georgia. This process here was really fast. We found out that he was in the portal. Obviously, Jimmy had a relationship there. I went to Jim once that happened and said, what do you do? Do we have an opportunity? And Jimmy said, oh yeah, absolutely. And I said, well, holler at him and see if he'd be interested. And to be perfectly honest with you, we went out there to Atlanta, and we brought him in. It was over about as soon as it started. It was a very fast process, and we needed wideouts, and we had Jimmy Smith, and everybody else didn't, and that's what happened.
And sticking with Hazelwood, just in your opinion, what's he brought to the team, the program, and just what kind of an impact has he had or made on the guys?
A great form of toughness. That kid's tough now. I mean, really tough. Leadership. I think he's really helped the wide receiver room. I'm talking about the kids grow up. I think we're a better room because Hazelwood's here. I believe that. And I would say the same thing with Burks a year ago, but I think we're a better room. I think Keytron Jackson is better this year because of Hazelwood. I do. And obviously there's a competition part of that, but Hazelwood's just got that it factor, and has for as long as I've known him. But he's done a wonderful job of being a team leader when it's very, very hard to be that way in 1 year.
Thanks, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, Tom, do you have any more? Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to say I'm good. I should have lowered my hand. Sorry. I thought Roger Clemens was another possible Rocket, though.
Sam, Sam, you said you had a cheesy theme that might crop back up if you won the game. So I'm wondering if the cheese is back in the room.
It's not. I can tell you what it was, though. So we had ALL. Who would that have been? Oh, we had 5 games left. ALLOM. So the first one would be all, and then Ole Miss would be on, and then it would be mission or me. So I was going to go all on. I was just going to have something on the back, go ALLOM. And that passed 2 stages, it passed 2 stages, and I got the bumper. He said, man, there's way too much cheese on that. So I let it go. But I was going to say all on me or all on mission. And Bump talked me out of it.
That's not too cheesy. I think that would have.
I thought it was pretty good, but he obviously did not. So I let it go.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your #1 source for all your football betting needs this season. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports and events like MLB, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet online, where the game starts.